Special combo in here today, and we're pleased to have both Jimmie Johnson, driver the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet, second in points. He's got one victory. And we have Dale Earnhardt Jr., driver the number 88 Amp Energy National Guard Chevrolet. He's 10th in points. We have them both in here for about 20 minutes. I'm going to start it off by Dale. How you doing?
We were testing yesterday.
I know you are. But Dale, I know you've got I believe Jimmie going to be driving one of your cars next week up at Watkins Glen and in the Nationwide Series. Maybe talk about that. That's a cool deal.
Yeah, we're just.
Ooh, let's pop that thing.
Are you qualified to work that, Kerry? There it is.
Man, I froze. Had them both in there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we really didn't have anything. We didn't have a driver and sponsor for the car, and Tony Jr. texted me and said that Chad or Jimmie had mentioned to him at one time that if there was ever opportunity or maybe they were interested or something in racing at the Glen or driving at the Glen. And so I just passed it on to Chad and asked him if he might be interested and got to talking with him and Jimmie, and they just decided that they would like to do it. So we still didn't have a sponsor, and Jimmie has a new console video game coming out called Anything with an Engine. Jimmie Johnson's Anything with an Engine, and we're going to take the opportunity, or he's going to take the opportunity to showcase his new product at that race. So it's a neat opportunity for him, and I think it's fun for me to have have friends of mine and people that I work with and respect to work with them through my nationwide program every once in a while, and so it's going to be fun to see Jimmie driving the car, and it'll give our one of the more mechanical or important parts of the deal or underlying issues is that it'll give our over-the-wall guys some practice on pitting the car backwards like they do at the road courses. So that was what was more interesting to Chad and Steve. So it'll be 3 teams for us, so it'll give us an opportunity to get the HMS guys there and get the Sunday guys some more time in race conditions. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dale. And Jimmie, talk about driving a car for JR Motorsports at the Glen. That's kind of a neat deal for you.
Yeah, I've excited about the opportunity. The interview to drive for him was rather tough. He wanted to see my resume. I think Mike wanted to see my resume in great detail and make sure I was qualified to good references. Okay, once we cleared that hurdle, it was on. But just looking forward to it. I mean, I've enjoyed. I think I've run a handful of races for you. I'm not sure how many exactly, but enjoyed the group of guys. Tony, enjoying being around him. I'm not sure if he's a crew chief or not. At one point he was, and I'm not sure if he is now. But however it shakes out, look forward to having some fun and doing my best to get a junior motorsports car to victory lane. I'm very excited to have my video game on the race car. It's kind of a last-minute ad and something we weren't necessarily prepared with. We've got some art and graphics on the car. I wish that my character that's in the video game would be on our race car, but we just didn't have a high-res image for you blow up that big to put on the car. So there'll be a couple of characters on the car. The car will look pretty sharp. But looking forward to a good run with it, and for myself, getting more seat time on the road courses. And I do only have one nationwide win, and I'd love to get some more. So kind of two attempts there. Some seat time and hopefully another trophy.
Great. We'll take questions now for Dale or Jimmie. Raise your hand. We'll get to as many as we can. Let's start right over here to Tom. One question, please, per person. Not a 7 or 8 part question, but let's try to go to one. That's right. Go ahead.
You mean I can't ask about Mini, Chad? Oh, we had a fan question.
That's your question. Use it up. Go ahead.
Nah. Okay. One question for both of you guys. You're very different levels of security in the chase right now. What are your respective strategies over the next 6 races?
Jimmy?
I kind of feel like it's the same in some respects. I mean, we want to win races and we need to be fast. I think from the 88 side, they need to do that to build more security being in the chase, and from the 48 side, it's what we need to do to be ready for a championship. So it's really the same objective. It's, to me, looking at the top and how no one has been able to stay consistent and run away. I mean, Carl broke away for a little bit, but I think this championship is anyone's championship, and then the fight for that bubble spot is pretty open too, it seems like. So I think you're going to see everybody that's anywhere near the chase and transferring into it at 10/10 and looking for consistency and in some wins.
Dale?
Yeah, I think that the main difference would be you see different people making different choices and different strategies at Indy. We feel like we weren't in a position to really take a gamble of trying to make it on fuel, so we played a safer strategy. If we were in Jimmy's position, we might have taken the gamble and tried to do what some of those guys did to stretch it, and that's mainly the difference, really. Otherwise, you're all out there running as hard as you can run.
Let's go, Reed.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. This one's for Jimmy. Dale brought up the extra practice for the pit crew. When you guys started your new approach with the pit crew this season, did you expect and do you expect that once you reach the chase, you're going to have a set group of guys, or is it still going to be a fluid situation as it's been during the season?
Yeah, our goal is to have depth in the option to go to the bench and use someone then and go if someone's having a bad day or somebody gets hurt. We're not in a situation where we're scrambling. So ideal scenario is each week the guys earn their starting position going over the wall, and the guy that didn't is sitting there ready, warmed up and loose and looking for his chance to get in and do his job. So that's the overall goal, and hopefully we end up there.
Next question, who has it? Let's go to this gentleman right here, and then we'll go to Bob and then Claire. Go ahead, sir.
Keith Cruller from the Morning Call in Allentown. For both guys, just what do you expect here? Last June, the June race seemed like it was uneventful, and Jeff pulled away at the end. Your thoughts on what you expect here on Sunday? Both of you guys.
I think you're going to see more of the same. I mean, from the driver's standpoint, it's more exciting and challenging with the shifting that's been allowed back in, or the ability to have some options to shift. I guess it was never really truthfully taken away, but it makes for a better lap for us. There's just certain things you can't get around. I mean, the flat corners don't necessarily promote side-by-side racing. Turn 1 is your one opportunity for it, and then if it doesn't happen, you got to wait 55, 56 seconds to try it again. So there's certain things we just can't overcome. And track position is going to be very, very important once again. And I think you'll see a very similar race to what we saw in the spring.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think the track is it's a lot of fun to race on, but it's real challenging to pass. And with the shifting, it's sort of made it a little more difficult to pass. I think track position is going to be real important. Trying to be out front or do whatever you got to be, do whatever you got to do to come out of that last pit stop in the top 5, somewhere around there.
Let's go, Bob, Claire, Lee. Go ahead.
I'm Bob Hocker, SteamDaily.com. For Dale Earnhardt Jr., a lot of talk this week about Danica Patrick. Are you all any closer to having her full-time for you next year?
Yeah, nothing new to report on that. I guess I'm really not in the middle of it, but I guess they're still moving forward. But I don't know nothing that I didn't know last week.
Claire and then Lee. Go ahead, Claire. Can we get Claire a microphone over here, Corey? And then we'll go out.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Dale, to have Jimmy in your car on the Nationwide side, hopes that you can learn a lot by having a guy like that in your car. You got some good drivers in there, but that you'll be able to maybe step the program even up it further after having Jimmy in the car?
Well, I just think it's a good opportunity to raise the raise awareness for our racing program, to have 5-time champion in our car, and it it just hopefully makes us a more visible team to potential sponsors down the road, things like that. And I know Jimmie will enjoy it. I know that we'll get some things out of it as a company. Our Tony Jr. and Tony Sr. will learn things from it. But mainly it's just to try to to keep the company healthy. It's something you do that's a healthy thing for the company, and it's the guys in the shop get excited about it. It builds morale. Everybody in the shop is excited to be putting a car together for somebody like Jimmie, and so it's a pretty neat deal for everybody involved.